Everybody has had a K-12 experience, and so everybody thinks they're an authority on K-12 to a certain extent. As a middle school principal is really when I started realizing the full continuum, the impact of early childhood education.
We have shifted at the Institute over the 20-year period of our existence from being primarily a K-12 education resource to really covering the full continuum of education policy.
As I look back over the past 18 years that I've been here, the most significant change was when Javaid became president and we expanded from just being a K-12 focused organization to the full continuum.
As I've become more steeped, built relationships with thought leaders, academics, and researchers, I've learned that the real bang for the buck is happening at birth, prenatal in fact.
Thinking back in early childhood, in the recent past, maybe 10 years ago, it was a really popular thing to talk about, the purpose of early childhood education being making sure kids would come to kindergarten ready to learn, right? As if there was no learning happening during the first 5 years of life. And so, I think we understand better than ever that really is not the case. Learning certainly does not begin when kids enter the schoolhouse door when they are 5 years old.
As a society, we have to build capacity, we have to educate people, we have to understand that if we don't invest in our babies, when they get to middle school, those gaps are almost untenable. And they become insurmountable to a certain extent. So I think we have to think about the continuum from prenatal all the way to post-secondary.
The work that we do on the higher education team fits in, not in a way that's siloed, but in a way that has pretty deep connection points going both forward and backward along the continuum. We train teachers and early childhood educators at higher education institutions. And obviously, higher education in many ways is a platform and a pathway towards a career and a good job. And so I always think about the different connection points between other points along a student's educational journey. One of the aspects of our work at the Hunt Institute that I like the most is the way that we share information in different and creative ways.
We create these amazing opportunities and spaces for policymakers and electeds to meet, cross party lines, and just work through some issues.
We provide really good research that our partners can really rely on because knowing what the issues are and the conversations around them is just really critical to making good policy. And then I think we also really work to keep our thumb on the relevant issues that are going on because it's always a bit of a moving target, and we want to make sure that we're helping our partners to anticipate what's around the corner.
We need to be able to make sure that we have people who are committed to public education in those positions so they can influence legislators and the general public as to what needs to happen to make sure that our students are well educated and we get the outcomes that we want. We're thinking about what we want students to know, how the jobs fit with education, and I don't think we've thought about that in the past.
If we don't do our part to invest in the people that will be making the investments on behalf of the public, I think it's a missed opportunity. And I think that is our value proposition. We are educating the people that will be making decisions around our education continuum.